So I wanted to ask you, as far as students who are graduating with a hospitality management degree who are planning on going into the restaurant or bar business, and they want to take those first steps to get themselves into the business, is there any advice that you could possibly provide to students like that, myself included, to help them get that first step ahead with everybody else, being that you have the expertise and credentials that you do?
It's hard to give advice because everybody's got a different idea about what they want to do. So it's the advice would come in the form of, first you got to tell me what your plan is. So what you're dreaming about, what you really think is going to work. Um, Once I hear that, I'm able to probably help steer you in the right direction of steps. But everything's, some people want to do fast casual. Some people want to do food trucks. Some people want to do full scale, full service restaurants. All depends on what your avenue is. Some people want to get into the hotel business. Um, there's different steps to take with all of those. Um, but
So you mean it, even with food business, there's different.
oh yeah, several avenues. Like I say, you just have to get an idea of what direction they're hoping to land in, and then I can help you with getting started in terms of what you got to get together, your business plan, and all the bureaucratic steps that you got to get through
Sure.
to get licenses and permits and all the things that go along with running a business. So there's a lot to it. A lot.
Um, that's obviously good information for somebody that wants to pursue this. So, last question I have for you:
Mhm.
if somebody came to you, fresh hospitality management degree in hand, and they said, "Look, I've got a little bit of restaurant experience in terms of entry level jobs, but I don't have management experience. However, I've got this degree, and I'm looking to get my foot in the door." Would you consider that in terms of bringing somebody on who's a fresh graduating student, or would you need to know that they have the background in order to bring them on and work with them? It's like, would you take on an incoming student with a college degree in this industry, or would it take a while for you to get there?
Well, this is one of those interview calls, right? So when you're actually interviewing somebody, if your feeling is that this kid's got that spark, he's got that fire in him, there's a fire in the belly, and he's ready to go, and he's got a desire to learn. He doesn't think he knows everything. He's well aware of what he doesn't know, which is far more valuable than knowing.
It seems like you would rather somebody come in and be like, look, I'm looking for an opportunity to learn and grow, but I don't necessarily know everything about this. Is that what you're?
Yeah, it's tough because money is time, and time certainly is money. So how much time can you dedicate to really teaching somebody real world versus book world? Um, I'm going to be honest with you. When somebody comes to you with a skill set like bartending, and they've got a bartending, American Bartending Association certificate because they went to bartending school, that means in most hospitality organizations, it's a negative to have that bartending certificate, because bartending is one of those skills that you have to really know it. It's not a pen and paper job. It's a physical act job. You have to know how to bartend. You have to understand pour counts. You have to understand making a quality drink. And you learn these skills in the field doing the job. Restaurant management isn't too vastly different from that. You learn that job in the field, not in the classroom. But the classroom teaches you a hell of a lot of principles that you'll need to run a business. So there's a lot of value there. But like I said, it's kind of an interview call. Like if I met a kid and he seemed to really have that fire in him and he really wanted to learn and understood that he didn't know everything, because that's a big thing to me. I wouldn't want to waste my time with a kid that thought he knew all the answers to everything at 22 years old or whatever. Um, because I was probably that pompous and stupid. And, I didn't know anything. I had a ton to learn. It was a long road to get to a place where you really understood the industry how to operate hospitality concepts. So, I don't know. It's a tough call. It's an interview call. It's based on the individual.
Would you consider it?
I think it's a consideration, but everything's a consideration. Honestly, I've hired people that had no experience, not to be managers, but to, you know, they want to come in, they want to start at the bottom, and they're willing to work their sums up. If somebody comes in and they want to start at the top, well, you better have a lot of experience. Nobody's
So
starting.
somebody who's like, I got, I've bussed tables, I've served, I've hosted, I've done, this is what I've done, haven't managed, but
Right, but do they have references to establish that? Can I call every place that they've been and they say, oh yeah, this kid started in the mailroom and went to the corporate boardroom real quick. He was great, or she was great. As long as there's a trail of resume there, and they can prove that this person is got the ability to do these jobs, then like I said, I mean, a lot of this is just, and I've guessed wrong far more than I've guessed right. Yeah, you look like the guy, or you look like the girl. I'm gonna give this a shot. And you find out, no, they don't have it. Not everybody has this thing. Some people have great skills at the technical aspects of the job. But they don't have the stamina for the job. At 6 hours into the shift, they're staring at the clock. It's time to go home. They're tired. If you want to work 6 hours, go find something else to do, because hospitality ain't it. Hospitality is 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours if you're the owner, 20 hours if you're the owner. It's a stamina job. You got to really love this industry to get into it from the restaurant perspective. And I can't tell you much about hotels, but my understanding is it's a very similar experience. The work and dedication that goes into owning an actual bed and breakfast or hotel is tremendous investment of time and emotional energy. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's an interview call. That's my answer. If you get the right feeling, get the right vibe. I always do background checks.
If the person had no experience, they had the degree in hand, and they just wanted to try to.
Degree doesn't mean much to me. It's not so much, do you have that degree in hand? The degree tells me that you set a goal and you achieved it. That I like. Goal setting is important. Okay. It's not critical that the name of the goal was to get the degree, but you've got a hell of a commitment there. And you've got a family commitment in most of these situations. So kids tend to take it a little more seriously. Their mother and father have invested a lot of money into them getting this degree. They want to see them really perform. And, by your 4th year of college, you've made up your mind that this is truly what you want to do. It's also a part of the equation. Have you done enough of this field to really discover if this is something you really want to do? The time commitment is tremendous from a management perspective. Very, very time consuming. And there's a cost to that. We live in a day and age where quality of life is a very big issue. And as much as the states try to govern that and create time gaps so you can enjoy your life, realistically, hospitality is a different animal. It doesn't lend itself to that.
Right.
It'd be kind of like, trying to create quiet time breaks for a guy that works in a coal mine. You work in a coal mine. It's a tough job. There's nothing cool about that. State can legislate only so much. So I don't know. It's an interview call. That's my answer.
Well, listen, I know you're a very busy guy, and you're very you've got a lot of experience, a lot of so if there's anybody that is worth getting some insight from as to your perspective on the good and bad of management strategies, as well as you've got the background to substantiate that, it's been a real honor to talk to you and hear what you have to say on all these different issues. So appreciate your time. Thanks again,
My
Pop.
pleasure.
And hopefully it'll be greatly appreciated by anyone who's viewing this. So
Go get some smarts.
we'll do. Sounds good.